Okay. How does Ice with the 3? Currently, it is May the 29th, 2026. Okay, so I was trying to take a break. I thought that this whole situation that was going on in regards to the astrology was going to be Hunter Biden, but no, 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 no. It's probably the Biden family. So apparently, Jill Biden came out with a CBS Sunday morning's interview. Well, I think like a little small clip of it came out, I believe, on the 28th of May or the 27th of May. And because the day's 29th. And pretty much she was like, "Oh my god, I thought that Bill Clinton had a stroke on stage when he was debating Donald Trump." And I'm like, "You're saying this now." Now, as Bill Clinton is going through the same astrology as the Monica Lewinsky scandal, but not only that, everybody inside the Democratic Party, they're going through shocking or bad astrology. Mind you, let me pause for a second. Okay, so I'm back. Keep in mind, so personally on Memorial Day, I made several posts, captioned, and then, because I have a, if you go to my Twitter account or my True Social account, I have a pinned comment saying, let the history book / devices always and forever say, 1 year and 3 days that Donald Trump should have died by assassination. He came back like Jesus, pissed in the faces of his enemies, called it rain, and then destroyed them. And then he lived happily ever after. P.S. I did say biblical. Sign astrologer, Ice Blue 3, the god of astrology. Anyway. So all the way back, I believe on August the 2nd, 2025, Cash Patel, he posted this tweet talking about all the stuff that he's done, and people call him a liar and stuff like that. And so he said, maybe I should post some information directly from the FBI headquarters or whatever. And then he ended this tweet with, and then ... with 3 American flags. This was posted before Charlie Kirk was assassinated. But see, like I said, it seems like it tied into my quote. Maybe he read it, maybe he didn't, I don't know. And so, independent news commentator, her name is Lisa Haven. She caught wind of it all the way back on August the 3rd, 2025. I'm getting to a point. Anyway, so and so she said she saw that and she was like, maybe Cash. She said it's not gonna take weeks. It's not gonna take days. It's not gonna take months. It might take like up to a year. But she said that she thinks that somebody's going down. And see, it's what right now it's May, and that was all the way back. That was roughly about what was it? Pause a second. So far it's been roughly about about 11 months. Well, I'll say 10 to 11 months since that date. Maybe even 9 to 10 or 11 months. Anyway, so so it's crazy that Hunter Biden's talking crazy, Jill Biden's talking crazy, and then now they have, I didn't know this either, that Pam Bundy, she was subpoenaed to testify today in front of Congress. And also keep in mind, look at my personal astrology. I have I have transit Uranus side of the sky conjunct my natal moon today. So I'm like, something shocking may happen. I don't know. I was kind of like, I woke up this morning, I was like, nothing's going to happen today. And then can kind of find out Pam Bundy is subpoenaed to testify. And also the full Jill Biden interview will not drop until the 31st, which is like 2 days from now. Today's the 29th. Yeah, so it drops on Sunday. Keep in mind that the Democrats are going through bad astrology. So I said today what I'm gonna do is do a recap of everything I've said so far, and I'm gonna probably title this video and then and then they're like how Trump might react. I posted this song called "The Devil Within" by Digital Daggers. It came out in 2012. You'll never knew what hit you. Da 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 da. Won't see me closing in. I'm gonna make you suffer. This hell you put me in. I'm underneath your skin. The devil within. You'll never knew what hit you. Shock. Because that's what the astrology says. Shock. Anyway, not saying that anybody's the devil or anything. I'm just saying y'all should let this damn man alone. No, leave it at that. So, right now I'm wearing makeup or whatever. I was trying to conceal this dark spot or whatever. It was on my nose. I don't know if you can see it now or not. And right here, and I think here and here and here, and maybe you can probably see this one because I was wiping right here. I think a little bit right here. So maybe who knows? This might be blow up and be a big video or whatever. So the stuff that I use. So I ordered some more makeup or whatever from offline because this is on sale and it's usually expensive. But I got some cover. Oop. I'm gonna show it anyway. But this right here, and then along with the other stuff that I was using. So this is shade 66. Let me just read off on it because sometimes when stuff like that happens, it's like it's happened for a reason. But anyway, I'm gonna just say it. So it's called CoverGirl Simply Ageless Skin Perfector Essence. It has 0.5% Bucosal in it, Hydro Fresh Tint, and it's shade 65, tan rich or whatever. So this is what I used as a base or whatever. You can probably see a primer. And with this ugly mug. And if you don't know why I'm using makeup, I'm trying to use makeup now, is because like I try to quit astrology, and like I said, every time I try to quit astrology or whatever, something bad happens to me. So it's like as soon as I said I quit, my face started just breaking all the way out. So I was like, you know what, whatever. So I'm gonna probably wash my face off when I'm done with this, when I'm done going over the astrology or whatever, just so you can see me without it. But so maybe I might get sponsored by this company, CoverGirl. Ooh. Anyway, so I also use this as a foundation. CoverGirl Clean Invisible, shade 170 Deep Golden. Ooh. But I was planning on trying, if I do keep on doing this or whatever, I was going to try to get the shade like 180 or whatever. Because this is like a little bit too light for my skin tone, in my opinion. But anyway. And then also for concealer to try to cover up some of this stuff or whatever, I used Maybelline Fit Me, shade 050. Ooh. Yeah. It's concealer or camouflaunt. Anyway, so I think I used this LA Colors color corrector or whatever on some of those dark spots too. I'm just trying to set up and just do something stupid or whatever. Oh yeah, and I also used this this Maybelline Fit Me powder, shade 355 or whatever. I was gonna try to get like shade 356 or whatever because I think it's like also a little bit too light for my skin. Also, I went to Dollar Tree and bought some contour makeup or whatever to get the sides or whatever. And it's by Marie Claire Eyebrows and Hairline Powder. And lastly, some setting spray from Dollar Tree. Again, I got this from Dollar Tree too. If I said Dollar General, no, it's Dollar Tree. Woohoo! So that's my little situation. And here's the ugly mug. Like, ooh, yeah, so ugly. Yeah. Who knows? These people might want to sponsor me. I was going to say these bastards might want to sponsor me. But anyway, back to the astrology though. So Bill Clinton is going through the same astrology as the Monica Lewinsky scandal. And then looking at other stuff as well too. Ghislaine Maxwell. It's like some kind of angering, violent, fated event happens around June the 4th, and it's shocking. Everybody's shocked. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck. I mean, I don't know what the hell. I'm trying to not say fuck. I'm saying, I'm not trying to say hell. Like, some shit's about to go down. Okay, I said 3 cuss words like right there. YouTube banned me. Get it over with. But anyway, so I was gonna go over the astrology that I've said previously because I've been repeating myself over and over and over again ever since February the 13th, 2025. That Hillary Clinton's life changed on March the 10th, I believe. So I want to get, because I on Twitter I sent her a tweet and telling her this is a warning. You need to leave Donald Trump alone, because I think around the time of May the 15th, 2025, she was saying something about a $400 million jet from Qatar, and she was like, nobody gives someone a $400 million jet and not expect anything in return. I'm like, if I were you, I would be under a rock right now. Don't say shit. Leave this man alone. You're going through the same astrology as the Monica Lewinsky scandal. It's been 28 years, I believe, or 30 years since that event. And see, transit Saturn was transiting Aries during the entirety of the Monica Lewinsky scandal and the impeachment of Bill Clinton. So these Democrats are probably thinking that they're definitely taking down Donald Trump, and Donald Trump just sitting back like. I made a post on Twitter, and it was captioned cognizant dissonance. It means that you say one thing but act another way. So you believe one thing but act differently. And so these people might be talking about some Epstein, Trump, and Trump, not knowing that it's really the Democrats that and Trump has been saying this over and over and over again. He's like, it's really the Democrats. I'm trying to step and help you. Not really. He knows. I mean, in my opinion, he knows. I'm trying not to fuck you, destroy your world, but you're begging for it. And then, I'm like, holy shit. Something to go over this over the previous astrology. So let me get the dates real quick, because I tried to warn Hillary Clinton, I tried to warn Hillary Clinton first. That was on May the 15th, 2025. And on the same day, that's when James Comey, he posted his fucking picture of some seashells spelling like the numbers 8647. And I'm like, I think I posted my warning first, and that was a warning. Whatever was going on with James Comey, I don't know. I don't really care, but I was trying to warn Hillary Clinton. And I also tried to warn Donald Trump before Charlie Kirk was assassinated that something big was about to go down. There was other astrologers saying that it was going to be Donald Trump that was going to be assassinated, but I was like, no, it's somebody. It's somebody inside of Trump Jr.'s circle. It's like either his partner or his business partner. It's one of them. Like, and it turned to be Charlie Kirk. And see, yeah, there were so many synchronicities that happened around the same time. Like, I mean, they Bill Clinton was subpoenaed to testify on the 14th of October, 2025. And that was the same day as Charlie Kirk's birthday. But let me pause for a second to get the astrology, the previous astrology. I'm going to try to go down the dates or whatever. So pause. I had to go back a little bit. So I posted a tweet on Twitter and on Truth Social referencing cognitive dissonance. And it was a video titled Cognitive Dissonance Explained. And so the video, it opens up with this guy, him saying, so have you ever said that you was an honest person and yet lied about a meeting or missing a meeting or something like that? So it's in reference to Bill and Hillary Clinton missing their depositions. That's one. But also at timestamp 2 minutes and 11 seconds into the video, this man, he makes a reference to political situations where cognitive dissonance could be considered. And so it's crazy that I've been talking about me wanting this SIG P211 GTO and a GT4 and a GT5 SIG if you're listening, and I want 3 X Romeos, red dots, or Romeo X's. Yeah. I'm more excited or more interested inside of those, the SIG P2. I mean, anyway, you know what I'm talking about. I'm trying to stay on point here. Okay, so that was a reference in regards to the tweet that I made on Memorial Day, referencing cognitive dissonance, the Clintons and missing their October 9th and October 14th depositions, but not only that, SIG, and trying to get the SIG GTO and the SIG GT4 and the SIG GT5 and 3 Romeo X's or whatever. Anyway, let me pause for a second to get to the astrology. I'm trying to get as many sponsors into this video as I can, because who knows, it might blow up with transit Uranus conjunct my moon today. So hi SIG. Oh yeah, and hi Glock too. I want the Glock Koa and a Glock 43X Koa, the Glock 17 Koa. Yeah. Oh, and hi Trigicon too. I want a Trigicon VCOG SEO. Yeah. And if you ever make a VCOG SEO 1 to 10, I want that too. Hi Trigicon. Anyway, let me pause for a second to get the rest of the astrology. Hold on, wait. I need to milk. I need to milk this cow for all this worth. So let's see here. Who else? Who else do I want? I want a sponsorship from Geisley. Geisley. I want a 308 and a 5.56 rifle. Yep. Let's see here. What else? Terran Tactical. They had a shotgun that I wanted. I need to find that shotgun real quick. Let me pause for a second to get that too. Yeah, so I'm back. So the shotgun I was looking at was the TTI 3G Gen 12 first. So yeah, the Terran Tactical shotgun. I want this one. Whoa. Yes. Yes. Let me stop. And then I guess I want to end with the CMMG Banshee and 9mm. Anyway, that's as far as guns. Oh yeah, and the Mountain High sponsorships as well too. A truckload of products. Because this is crazy. I did not know that Pam Bunny was subpoenaed to testify today. Wow. Jill Biden was going through all this. Not Jill Biden. The Democrats are going through all this bad astrology. I don't know what Trump's going to do, but I'm like, shh. I want to milk this for everything it's worth. Everything. Because I'm like, I've never seen Trump get somebody back before. Now, I've seen him fire people. He might end up firing the president of the ex-president of the United fucking States. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen, but I'm like, you know what? Let me go ahead and throw out as much stuff into this situation as possible. Okay. So I'm like, I'm like cover girl. Yes, I'm like, look, I don't know what the hell about to happen, but on the 13th, the day before Donald Trump's birthday, Bill Clinton's going through the same astrology as his trial. And so I'm like, I want milk this for all this is what it's worth. I wonder if these people that piss Donald Trump also goddamn bad that he'll give me, a black man, $13 million. Transit Uranus is conjunct Moon right now. That's probably possible right now. You don't, and I want to say the joke right now before Cat Williams gets it, before he gets it, and before Dave Chappelle gets it. Y'all done piss this white man out so goddamn bad. He said he's gonna get his damn black boy $13 million. But this shit might not happen. It might not happen. I won't go down my list. My list real quick of the stuff that I had asked Donald Trump for, or whatever. After I made that quote of 1 year and 3 days. 13. The numbers 1 and 3. 13. Referencing maybe some country singer, a very very attractive country singer, who loves me as much as I love them. Oh, lightning just struck. Oh God. I was like, yeah, nah. She gonna probably kill my ass. Let me pause a second. Okay, so I'm back with my little Cardi B / Joe Biden interview style wish list or whatever. Cardi B, I love you. I love you. I love your personality. I don't like all your music, but I do love a few of your songs. Like, I like it. And Bodak Yellow, I do like that too. So don't. It's just the fact of the matter is I captioned this list in regards to the Cardi B / Joe Biden. It's because Candace Owens, she said that you treated Joe Biden as like he was like he was Santa Claus or whatever, and so I referenced that, and pretty much it was just a list. Like, it was just something to yeah. So I have no beef with Cardi B. I don't want no beef with Cardi B, and I don't want no beef with K Michelle too, because Auntie might pull it with the belt, and I'm like, look, I love you both. I listened to K Michelle before this whole Love and Hip Hop situation. Well, not Love and Hip Hop situation. Before this whole Atlanta, the Real Housewives of Atlanta situation is going on right now. So I've been listening to a song called "Judge Me" by K Michelle for a long time. My favorite song by K Michelle is "You Should Have Killed Me." That's my favorite song by K Michelle. It's with her and Rick Ross. So, and that's probably relative to what's probably about to happen now in regards to the overall astrology. But that's my favorite song by K Michelle. "You Should Have Killed Me." You should have killed me. Anyway, so my second favorite song is anybody wants to buy a heart with K Michelle and Meek Mill. I don't like Nicki Minaj's version. K Michelle, she killed the end of that song. Anybody want to buy a heart of a girl who just can't cry anymore? Anybody wanna buy my heart, anybody? Okay, anyway, so I won't go down my list because I'm like, this might be big. I don't know. Transit Uranus is conjunct my natal moon right now, so I'm like, who knows? Donald Trump might pull up with 3 vehicles and a big ass check for $13 million. I'm like, you done pissed this man off that damn bad? That damn bad? I'm like, I'm like, shit. Anyway, so to @real Donald Trump. Here's my full Cardi B / Joe Biden interview style wish list. Cardi B, I love you. Don't come after me. K Michelle, I love you too. Don't pull up with the belt and don't pull up the broom. I love you both. So here's my full Cardi B / Joe Biden interview style wish list. I'm still shocked that Joe Biden did the interview right after Cardi released her hit single WAP or Wet Ass Pussy. And I still am surprised about that because the Democrats just using black folks or the let me get, because I don't want to say this wrong because Auntie K Michelle or Auntie might pull the belt and beat my ass. So I'm like, let me pause a second to get this out the right way. You don't want to play with K Michelle. You don't want to play with her. Pause. Okay, so I'm back. So pretty much these, in my opinion, Democrats, they tend to try to use people who what you consider like them the minority or whatever, people who you don't usually look at or whatever, until they become a useful whatever. So that was my point, and I'm talking about just black people in general. But it is what it is, and that's not throwing any kind of anything shade or whatever. Because again, I love Cardi B. I love yeah. So let's see here. Moving on. So I won't start back over because I just had to go through. I had to go, and anyway, and a bug got stuck inside of a spider web there, so I had to try to let it out too. So I'm like, you get signs and signals in regards to just anyway. Start over. So here's my full Cardi B / Joe Biden interview style wish list. Again, I love Cardi B. I'm still shocked that Biden did the interview right after Cardi released her hit single WAP or Wet Ass Pussy. I meant that. Candace Owens said that Cardi treated failed President Joe Biden like he was Santa Claus. So why not test this out and see where this goes? But I want this before Christmas. Well, it's after Christmas now, but it is what it is. Nobody's gonna probably watch this shit. It's just I'm just doing it just to see what the fuck happens. And I'm like, transit Uranus is conjunct my moon right now, and it's saying it's something shocking happens. And this makeup and shit might look crazy as fuck. I don't even really know. I was messing around. I went to YouTube and like I saw that Pam Bundy, she was doing a deposition of that. I was like, what? So anyway, shock. So anyway, so moving on. So I continue. I say, another thing. God does have a sense of humor. The director of Home Alone 2, his name is Chris Columbus, and apparently wanted to remove your 7-second clip from the movie Home Alone 2. Wouldn't it be funny if the Danny Williams Clinton allegation is true? And if you don't know, Danny Williams Clinton is a black man who claims to be Bill Clinton's black biological son. In my opinion, the astrology shows that boy is Bill Clinton's black biological son. Maybe I'm wrong, but the astrology to me shows me that black boy who has claimed to be Bill Clinton's black biological son for 41 years. Apparently, I think it's alleged that the Democrats, they pretty much they didn't try to help this boy out to find out if Bill Clinton was this boy's biological father. Nor did I think he asked Hillary Clinton for help, Monica Lewinsky for help, and even Bill Clinton for help. And they're all white people. But then I think he also said inside another video that he asked even Obama for help. He asked several news outlets for help, and news outlets, they include white and black people too. I'm just saying. So I said, wouldn't it be funny if the Danny Williams Clinton allegation is true? I can only assume that currently Chris Columbus is a Democrat. I can only assume that's an opinion. His birth name basically says all there is needed to say about him, in my opinion. Democrats just doing what Democrats do best, using black folks. I understand that it was the Republicans that freed the slaves, not the Democrats. So, leave it at that. Anyway, my list. Jennifer Boozer's shop, Canabama, back open by any means necessary. If you don't know, Jennifer Boozer is a white woman. She was I believe she was one of the first cannabis shops outside of Alabama that opened and that's sold and educated people about hemp and marijuana and stuff like that. And keep in mind that I'm so focused on trying to get her shop back open because I saw a clip of her saying that God gave her the name Canabama in a vision while she was sitting on her porch reading the Bible. And so that's that. Also, another thing is a black man. His name is Jabari Peoples. He was killed by a police officer. They say it was a black police officer, but still it is what it is. He was killed by a black police officer on, I believe, June the 23rd, 2025. And this was days before a bill called HB 445 that banned hemp products that were sold by these hemp shops or whatever. This bill was introduced. This bill was introduced by a white man. His name is Andy Witt of Alabama, and he basically banned all hemp products and hemp vapes and the flower that could be sold from these shops or whatever. And it, in my opinion, led to the death of a black man. His name is Jabari Peoples. Because at the time, the bill was not supposed to go into effect until July the 1st, 2025. But this police officer walked up on his boy in his car while he was sitting in a park, minding his business or whatever. And the police officer just started messing with him or whatever. And he told him he smelled marijuana. And then he ended up in the end shooting the boy. Even though at the time, those hemp products were legal by definition. I think Jabari Peoples was shot on the 23rd of June, and the bill went into effect on July the 1st or whatever. But anyway, so the boy still had about like 10 days at the most, maybe, well, more or less. Anyway, so moving on. So that's my yeah. So moving on. So I also want marijuana rescheduled. I also want Representative Andy Witt of Alabama a question in regards to him stating that he wanted to shut down shops that heavily invested in your 2018 Farm Bill, Donald Trump, in several interviews. He is the new Roy Moore of Alabama, in my opinion. And Tommy Tuberville is doing the same thing that Jeff Sessions did in your first term. Think about it. Anyway, look into the Alabama casino situation as well, because apparently Andy Witt is one of the main people over the gaming situation as well too. So the reason why there's not a casino inside of Alabama, in my opinion, is because of some parts of Andy Witt as well. So let's see. So I'm gonna start back over. So look into the Alabama casino situation as well, because it'd be nice to have. Well, I want to just go down this list. Look into the Alabama casino situation as well, but that is no longer important to me due to the possible increase in crime associated with casinos. But it would be nice to have the Powerball and Mega Millions in Alabama instead of having to drive an hour away to Georgia. It's an hour and 30 minutes away, I think, from here. Now to piss off anyone who loves the number 13. I love all the country singers inside the world. And pop singers too. A 13-ounce solid gold medal. And I only made this reference because James Comey, he alluded to a country singer. And in one of his weird interviews or whatever. In one of his weird posts that he made. So that's the only reason why I brought this person up. Don't murder me. But anyway. Now to piss off anyone who loves number 13. A 13-ounce solid gold medal. $13 million from Donald Trump. No strings attached. I don't want no $13 million. No strings. A Starlink plus 13 years of free Starlink service. 13 years of free Verizon wireless cellular service. 13 years of free Apple and Samsung yearly device upgrades. And I get to keep devices. I'm talking about computers, laptops, tablets, phones, watches, accessories, etc. I want it all. A blue check mark from evil Elon Musk. And it's crazy. I made this list on, I believe, September the 7th, 2025. This was 3 days before Charlie Kirk was assassinated. I was trying to tell Donald Trump to be careful. I was trying to tell Donald Trump Jr. to watch his circle around this time. And now on April the 7th, 2026, that's when Twitter X almost turned my account or suspended my account. But for some reason, it came back open. Who knows? Maybe the FBI or the CIA is watching me. What? And they're like, get this account back over. He's on an investigation. Anyway, it is what it is. I do astrology. I don't do anything else. Okay, so moving on. So I said a blue check mark from evil. A blue check mark from evil Elon Musk. Jeez. A Cybertruck from Elon Musk, fully loaded. Keep in mind, I don't think that Elon Musk has ever given anyone a vehicle before. So I'll probably be the first person to get a vehicle from Tesla or to Elon Musk. He didn't even give his family a Tesla. And I think his mother, she said that anyone who buys a Tesla is family. So who knows? I might be the first person that Elon Musk gives a vehicle to, a Cybertruck, a fully loaded Cybertruck. Anyway. A Toyota Prius Prime, or the newest Toyota Prius or whatever, the 2026 model, fully loaded. A Jeep 392, fully loaded. Let me add this too. The newest Ford Mustang, the Shelby Cobra, something I don't know, in white. I want it all white. Maybe with a black horse on it, but all white. Yeah. Because I'm going to make this for what it's worth. I'm like, really? I did not know that Pam Bondi was testifying today. And it's like the Democrats are going through very, very bad astrology. So I want to make this for everything it's worth. So continue. For the rest of these devices, the highest end model with the highest amount of storage and RAM, the black model with the largest screen size. So let's see here. A Mac Studio Pro Max with 4 HDR screens, the best stand and accessories. A MacBook Pro Max, an iPad, an iPhone, a Samsung phone, a Samsung tablet, a Apple Watch, the highest end model, the Samsung Watch, the highest end model, and whatever else they want to give me. Sponsor me, just shower me in sponsors. Woohoo! A Geissele sponsorship, a 5.56 rifle and a 308 rifle. A Glock sponsorship, a 43X Koa and a Glock 17 Koa. A Trijicon sponsorship, I already said that earlier though. A Taran Tactical sponsorship. I want that shotgun. But if they want to give me some pistols too, I'll take it too. Glocks. What else did I say? A CMMG Banshee, 9mm, with a semi-long barrel. Now I don't want a super short barrel. But anyway, there was something else. I want a Ruger SP101 chamber 9mm. Now that'd be cool. So let's see here. Moving on. So a federal sponsorship, ammo, lots and lots of ammo. We're dealing with the Clintons here. A Mountain House sponsorship, a truckload of products. And Mountain House is a freeze-dried food company, if you don't know. A Danganronpa anime sponsorship. A Case Closed / Detective Conan anime sponsorship. Also one for DC Douglas to voice his iconic character Wesker from the Resident Evil series in their newest game. And I also want for, if they ever come out with a live action TV show or movie, I want for the WWE wrestler, I think the wrestler Cody Rhodes to play Wesker as an actor. Cody Rhodes, I think he's a wrestler, and for him to keep his signature platinum blonde hair while he's playing Wesker, but just cover the tattoos. They were kind of crazy, cool. Anyway, so for Sean Ryan to interview Lindsey Graham, I hate Lindsey Graham. And I bet Sean Ryan hates him even more than I do. But maybe I'm wrong. Sean Ryan did interview Gavin Newsom. So moving on. So also for Caroline Leavitt and Kayleigh McEnany, both press secretaries, and Tucker Carlson to review and fact check the entire Sean Ryan / Gavin Newsom interview. Epic. Sign astrologer Ice Blue 333, the God of Astrology. But I got some more stuff here. I said I want a white Jeep 392 with gold accents. And a white Ford Mustang GT, Ford Mustang Shelby, the Cobra situation. I won't mix for what it's worth, okay? If this happens, I'm like, what the world? Oh, I got written here. Now to piss off anyone who loves number 13. I think I need to expound more on this commentary. I'm not saying that someone specifically is referenced when trying to piss off anyone who loves number 13. I'm just saying that the Confederate flag had 13 stars. That's all. So I also got written here, an executive order to restore some of the Tuskegee historical monuments in Tuskegee, Alabama, and for some additional funds to go to the schools of Macon County, Alabama, so that kids can have some kind of fun and educational field trip in regards to Black history. Let's see here. I've already talked about Jabari Peoples and Andy Witt of Alabama and Jennifer Boozer Sharp, Canabama. Is that it? Oh, I said I wanted a P211 SIG GTO, so a SIG, a P211 GTO, the GT4 and the GT5, all 3 models, plus 3 Romeo X's. A SIG sponsorship. So let me go ahead and get on to the previous because I'm at 34 minutes. Jesus Christ. Well, it's gonna be a long video, but I want to get the sponsors out of the way now. because this might be important. Like I said, transit Uranus is conjunct my moon today, so I'm like, and my moon rules my career, so I'm like, who knows? I might get all this stuff. $13 million. You pissed off Donald Trump so damn fucking bad that he gave a black man $13 million. Can't say that he's a racist anymore after that. But anyway. Oh yeah, I was gonna say that wouldn't it be crazy if Donald Trump gave me those rifles or whatever, those rifles during Civil War times or non war times? He'll be the first president inside the United States to give a black man a rifle during non-war times, non-Civil War times. Because the only reason why they gave black men rifles back during the Civil War was because it was a Civil War. But they was also fighting to end slavery. So that's that. The Republicans were fighting to end slavery. Keep in mind, Donald Trump is a Republican. So either way, it'll still be kind of historic. And then for Elon Musk to give a black man a fully loaded Tesla truck or whatever, I don't think it's not. I googled it. They said that he's never given anyone a vehicle before. So I'm like, okay, let's make history. I don't know how the hell I'll take care of those taxes though, because my financial situation is fucked. But anyway, it is what it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and go down the list of the stuff that I've predicted so far, and that's leading up to the current Bill Clinton scandal that should hit around June the 13th, 2026. So let me pause for a second. Okay, so I'm back. So I'm going down the list of so on May let me find that picture real quick. Pause. Okay, so I'm back. So on May the 15th, 2025, I sent Hillary Clinton a X post or a tweet, and I said that for the dates for Hillary Clinton to consider was March the 10th, 2025, May the 2nd, 2025, May the 25th, 2025, May the 30th, 2025, June the 3rd, 2025, and July 30th, 2025. So I'm gonna go back to the video that I made to get the exact things that happened around those dates. So on March the 10th, 2025, Donald Trump, I believe, appointed his new people into the Department of Justice. And you can go to my shorts in my YouTube account, and it'll show you pretty much a collage of images. This is one of those images. But on March the 14th, 2025, that's when Donald Trump appointed his new people into the Department of Justice. That included Pam Bundy, Cash Patel, Dan Bongino, Tulsi Gabbard, a lot of other people. So that was March 10th. Also, around March 25th, 2025, that's when Donald Trump signed an executive order to release the files in regards to the Crossfire Hurricane situation that happened. And the astrology that went on around March 10th, 2005 was for Hillary Clinton. It was her progressed Saturn conjoining her natal Saturn. So that was that. So the next date that I said was May the 2nd, 2005. And that's where Hillary Clinton's progressed Saturn made a square to her natal Mercury. And let's see here. On May the 2nd, 2005, that's when so they were having press briefings in regards to information in regards to what Donald Trump wanted to give out to the public. And so the press secretary, Kathleen Leavitt, they created a new because they was tired of the old media and the old biased media. So they created something called the new media. And so this new media, they started asking questions about when is Hillary Clinton going to be held accountable? Is Obama going to be held accountable? Are the people like that going to be held accountable? And so after on a date of April the 30th, 2025, they was having these briefings with the new media, but those meetings stopped after the people in those briefings asked those questions. That's one thing that happened. Also, Mike Waltz on May the 1st was removed from his position as National Security Advisor after the Signal chat leak or whatever that happened. And I think also Kamala Harris, she had her first appearance since she lost the election. But not only that, on May the 8th, 2025, that's when Senator Kennedy, he asked Cash Patel about the Epstein files, and Cash Patel said that Epstein did in fact, I believe, kill himself around this date of May the 8th, 2025. And that was I think Cash Patel was under oath. He was being deposed, I believe. So that happened around May the 2nd, 2025, when Hillary Clinton's progressed Saturn made aspect, I believe, to a Mercury. So moving on, so on May the 8th, 2025, that's when Joe Biden, they went on a show called The View. And Joe Biden, he was talking all big and stuff. So that happened. And you know, just recently, Joe Biden, she just came out and said that, I thought that Joe Biden had a stroke on live television. But Joe Biden looked like, I guess he was kicking, he was alive and well on May the 8th, 2005, and he was talking kind of big on his date. So, anyway, I did say that Hillary Clinton's life changed on March the 10th, 2025, but it also changed on when your progressed Saturn makes an aspect to anything. It's a big deal. It's a restricting life change. Something bad kind of sort of happens, and it's kind of big. So days later, after May the 8th, as Joe Biden was talking kind of big on The View, on May the 11th, 2005, I think that's when Donald Trump, or the people that he had processing this U.S.-China trade deal or whatever, they said they made substantial progress. It's like maybe Joe Biden said something that pissed Donald Trump off and made him go ahead and just try to go ahead and get that China trade deal settled. Who knows? I don't know. Quick, because I think they was going. Pause. But I think that they were going back and forth in regards to trying to get a trade deal with China around this time. I believe that happened around April the 1st, I believe, or April the 2nd. I think that it was called something Tariff Day or something like that. Anyway, that's when there was a tariff war with a tariff situation that went on with China. I need to go to some of my notes real quick because I had something to say about that. That's my phone, but I had some notes written down in regards to some points I was trying to make. I got all this. I feel like I'm doggone Kayleigh McEnany, because when she pulled out that folder, it was over. Let's see here. I might need to pause. Yeah, I don't have to pause. Let me pause for a second. Yeah, so I think I missed the date. I might be wrong, though, because it might be in the future. I might have the dates mixed up here or here. But on the date of March the 9th, 2025, I believe Donald Trump, he signed several executive orders. And one was in regards to a man, I believe his name is Chris Krebs. He did something. I forgot now. Also, I think on March 9th, 2025, Donald Trump signed an executive order in regards to the Joe Biden auto pen situation. And then lastly, I think he signed an executive order. Donald Trump signed an executive order in regards to a man. His name is Miles Taylor. So anyway, so I might be wrong in regards to the exact date. It was probably May, but we'll see. I'm on May the 15th here, so it probably happened on March 9th, where Donald Trump signed an executive order in regards to Chris Krebs, Joe Biden's auto pen situation, and Miles Taylor. And it's basically like Donald Trump not forgetting that those two people fucked him over. And he was like, I got your ass too. So, anyway, so on May the 14th, 2005, Hillary Clinton, she posted a tweet saying that no one gives someone a $400 million jet for free without expecting anything in return. Be serious. At 11:31 a.m., May the 14th, 2025. So here's the screenshot right here. I'm working off screenshots. This phone is off. So, my head face out the way. So yeah, that's that. And so I believe on the 15th, that's when I sent her a tweet saying, "Don't say shit. You're going through the same astrology as the Monica Lewinsky scandal, but it is what it is." So that was on the 14th of May 2025. And so here's the again, here's the tweet that I sent her on May the 15th. I'm going through screenshots, so sorry if it looks crazy or whatever. So and then I, like I said, I'm working on screenshots. So here's the rest of the tweet or whatever. I see you're going through the same astrology as the Monica Lewinsky scandal. So I made this post on May the 15th. So apparently on the same, go back now. Go back. So on the same day of May the 15th, 2025, that's when James Comey posted his picture in regards to some seashells. The number is 8647. And like I said, you can I got a collage of videos in my shorts talking about this. I mean, not talking about this, but it's a collage of pictures of stuff that happened, that went down during this period of time. So let me keep on going. So on May the 15th, 2025, that's when James Comey posted those pictures. And so around the same date of May the 17th, 2025, that's when Donald Trump posted this this video in regards to what Hillary Clinton does not want you to see. Right? And it's like I guess probably something about her body count in regards to people that tend to die or whatever, allegedly or reportedly. So that's Trump making that Truth Social post right there. It was made on May the 17th, 2025 at 10:37 a.m. And so if you want to see the video is called the video Hillary Clinton doesn't want you to see. It was posted on April 22nd, 2021. So, and it's on YouTube if you want to see it. So, moving on. So, on May the 16th, 2025, Trump did an interview with special report anchor Bret Baier. And it's titled "Trump opens up about his assassination attempts" or whatever. So, if you want to go back and watch this, it's here. And I believe on May the 16th, 2025, that was when transit. What the world? It's like the color changed here. But it was like transit I believe the transit sun conjoined the fixed star Algol inside the sky. But not only that, I believe that on the same day, transit Venus around this time of May the 16th, 2025, it began to retrograde. And so a lot of astrologers, they were talking about that around that time. I was like, something big was going on then. May the 16th, 2025. So let's see here. On May the 17th, 2025, a day later, after Donald Trump was talking about his assassination attempts or whatever, the full Biden-Hur special counsel interview was released, I believe, on May the 17th. So by Axios, it says Axios obtained the audio of former President Biden's October 2023 interviews with special counsel Robert Hur. So this happened. So basically, they was all saying that Joe Biden was pretty much out of it the entire time. Reportedly or allegedly, I don't know. I don't really care anymore. And then on May the 18th, a day later after that, it was announced via social media or whatever that Biden was diagnosed with aggressive prostate cancer, and that was posted on May the 18th, 2025. So, And I think I made a comment around this time that how can Joe Biden, how can they release some stuff in regards to Joe Biden having colon cancer now, when I believe that Joe Biden, he ended up having a um screening when he was president or whatever, and around the time it was announced that Kamala Harris became the first female president temporarily, while Joe Biden was having a colonoscopy or something like that. So it's funny that he was diagnosed with aggressive prostate cancer, even though he ended up getting a colonoscopy, which led to Kamala Harris technically becoming the first female president or something like that. I made this commentary around like May the 18th, 2025 on YouTube. But anyway, I didn't post it. Yeah, here it is right here. So apparently the colonoscopy was made on, or news in regards to the colonoscopy was announced on November 19th, 2021. And this video is titled Biden to transfer power to Harris while he gets a colonoscopy. So there you go. This is the video. So that technically made Kamala Harris the first female president, or the first woman to hold presidential power. And even Tim Pool made a commentary about, or made a video about this too. It was made on November 22nd, 2021. Kamala Harris was president for 2 hours while Biden got his colonoscopy. Here it is right here. So it's funny that they say that Biden was just recently diagnosed with aggressive prostate cancer, but he had a colonoscopy years prior to that. So okay, so on May the 18th, 2005, Kash Patel in front of Kash Patel and Dan Bongino, they basically did this interview, and it was titled "Wave of Transparency." From FBI Director hints at agency's move to rebuild American trust. So this happened right here. And in this interview or whatever, Dan Bongino and Kash Patel, they both said that Epstein did in fact kill himself. So that was that. So moving on. So on May the 30th, 2025, I said that for Hillary Clinton, anyway, that was a big day for her in regards to the astrology. Her progressed sun made a sextile to her natal Mercury. I think I also mentioned the date of May the 25th, 2025. And around that time, some news in regards to Biden came out, I think, right? But I think on that day, transit Saturn conjoined. Nothing transit Saturn changed signs. I forgot. On May the 25th, 2025. Let me take a break. Let me pause a second. Take a break. Pause. Okay, so I'm back. So May 30th, 2025, Hillary Clinton, her progressed sun made a sextile to her natal Mercury. So let's see here. What happened was on May the 27th, 2025, FBI Deputy Director, they said they was going to investigate the cocaine found in the White House, the Dobbs leak, and the DC pipe bomber, or whatever. And I think later on, Dan Bongino on his birthday announced that they found the pipe bomber, and that date was December the 4th, 2025. Anyway. So on this day of May the 27th, they said it was going to investigate the cocaine found inside the White House, the Dobbs leak, and the DC pipe bomb on May the 27th. So moving on, June the 3rd, 2025. That's when Hillary Clinton's her progressed sun made a quincunx to her natal Saturn. And that meant that, like a restriction in regards to her, a restriction in regards to her status. So, and so, Lisa Haven, she released a video called FBI Gate. Kash Patel got him. Comey, Wray, and Mueller all put on notice they found the files. This is on June the 3rd, 2025. Now, I think she changed the title of this video. So it may not be this anymore, but it's up. You can see the date. And if you're interested enough, you can go to June the 3rd, 2025. And apparently on this date, I believe that Chuck Grassley, if I have it written here, they found files in the FBI database Sentinel, and it was under something called prohibited access. And so I don't know what they found around July. Is that July the 5th? Well, no, June the 5th. June the 5th or whatever. But yeah, I think Chuck Grassley said he wanted the accountability for document destruction and obstruction in a Mueller investigation. So, and it's funny that Mueller, he ended up passing away before any justice could get served in regards to him doing what he did in regards to the, I think, Russia hoax situation. It's funny that he ended up getting what we call it, Parkinson's or whatever, and passed away from that. Anyway, maybe he knew too much. Anyway, so let's see here. So this prohibited access feature, it potentially prevented most FBI agents, Congress, and Inspector General from accessing some FBI records. So that was a big deal, and this apparently was found on June the 5th, 2025. Or, yeah. And after that, that's when they started having these No Kings protests, where these protesters were setting cars on fire in, I believe, California, right? So that happened, and then and that led to the death of Minnesota Representative Hortman and her husband getting killed, and Senator Hoffman and his wife wounded in a politically motivated shooting. So here's this. And this all happened around Donald Trump's birthday of June the 14th, 2025. On the same day he was having this huge parade in regards to the military. They was having this huge No Kings protest or whatever. So let's see here. And so I think I ended it right here, right? What would happen between the dates of July the 15th and August the 5th, 2025? Whew. I know I did this. So let me see here. I'm just going through the screenshots or whatever. So yeah, that's that. So I ended that on basically July the 14th. I mean, not July, June the 14th. June the 14th, 2025. So that's where that video stops. So I'm gonna go through some notes right here. So on let me pause for a second. I gotta reorientate myself or whatever. Pause. Okay, so now also on the date of June the 3rd, 2025, that's when Bill Clinton released his book called I forgot it. It was, yeah, let me pause a second. Okay, so I think the name of the book was called The First Gentleman. And it's about former NFL player or whatever trying to protect his wife from a scandal or something like that. And his wife is apparently a president or something like that. Anyway, so let me pause another second. I need to just take a break for a minute. It's a lot of stuff to unpack. And see, I gotta switch over to his astrology. So let me pause. Bill Clinton's astrology. So again, let me pause. Okay, I'm back. Pretty much, so the name of Bill Clinton's book is called The First Gentleman by James Patterson and Bill Clinton. And the plot of this book is the husband of the first female U.S. president is accused of murdering a cheerleader 17 years prior. As the president fights for re-election, a pair of investigative journalists uncover that he was actually framed by corrupt insiders. The plot is a fast-paced blend of political intrigue and crime procedural. It follows, whatever. An NFL star turned first gentleman is put on trial for the 17-year-old murder of a cheerleader named Suzanne but no, but banana. I don't care. Okay, so he released his book on I believe June 3rd, 2025. Now, it's crazy that I believe that there has been like alleged rumors. And, okay, keep in mind that on around June 3rd, 2025, that's when the No Kings protest they began, which seemingly led to the killing of uh, two lawmakers inside of Minnesota and the shooting of two other lawmakers in Minnesota by Kamala Harris's vice presidential pick, Tim Walz, by his staff member. I think his name was John Boer or something like that. Anyway, so so apparently around May the 15th or whatever, that's when James Comey he posted this picture of some seashells spelled in numbers 8647, in which a lot of people may mean get rid of the 47th president of the United States, but who knows? Maybe it might mean something else. I don't care at this point. But so apparently James Comey, he released a book called FDR Drive. And I believe the book is about, I'll read from Google AI. It says James Comey's novel FDR Drive follows federal prosecutor some legal lady, as she investigates a right-wing podcast host, some guy, as he uses his broadcast to target and radicalize his listeners into attacking relatively obscure activists across the country, while the team also races to stop a major bombing plot at a United Nations rally in New York City. The plot of FDR Drive tackles the legal and ethical tension between the First Amendment, protections of free speech, and the laws against violent incitement. So it's interesting that these two people. So Bill Clinton wrote the book The First Gentleman, which seemingly it didn't lead to anything, but apparently like a week or two later, or a week later, 10 days later, they had No Kings protest, and it led to the death of two Minnesota lawmakers. Keep in mind, it was a Democrat that ended up killing those lawmakers. Tim Walz's staff member. I think his name was John Bolter or something like that. So, I had a point I was trying to make. Let me pause a second. Okay, so the man who shot the two lawmakers, his name was Vance Luther Bolter. He was age 57, or he is age 57. So all around this time, I think that James Comey, he alluded to Taylor Swift's album, her new orange color album, The Life of a Showgirl. Because she announced it as James Comey, he referenced the announcement of her album, The Life of a Showgirl. And upon this podcast that James Comey referenced or whatever, it seemed like there was a lot of stuff that was going on behind the scenes with that. I don't really know. I don't really care. It looked weird to me, but that's my opinion. I have the right to that. So in this in this video that James Comey made referencing Taylor Swift or whatever, he said that his favorite Taylor Swift songs were All Too Well, specifically the 10-minute version, why I don't know, and Exile, featuring Bon Iver. And so I didn't see anything when I went back and tried to watch on the All Too Well, specifically 10-minute version or whatever. I really didn't see anything in regards to that, but except Exile, that song, it kept talking about signs. I gave you all the signs. I gave you all the signs. I gave you all the signs. And yet also James Comey, he wrote a book called FDR Drive, and pretty much it's about basically incitement of violence or whatever. But anyway, I'm not saying that his book meant anything. I'm just saying it's kind of weird coincidence that these events led to the killings of either lawmakers, I think Melissa Hortman, well, really the an attack on 4 lawmakers in Minnesota, which led to 2 dead. But also in the future, that was June the 14th, 2025. But in the future, also led to the death of Charlie Kirk on September the 10th, 2025. And it's weird that also in the podcast that Taylor Swift did before Charlie Kirk was assassinated, it's like it's like something was alluding to something like an eclipse in that video, where she was doing it was like her first podcast ever where she announced her Orange Color album, something like that. So just weird. So that was June the 3rd, 2025, in regards to Hillary Clinton and her life changing for some reason. So Bill Clinton, on the date of July the 5th, 2025, Cash Patel, right? No, the DOJ. The DOJ came out and said that Epstein did in fact kill himself, and that Epstein did not have a client list. Okay, so that was submitted via a memo by the DOJ. Now, the astrology for Bill Clinton showed that his progressed moon was making opposition to his natal ascendant. And so the last time this happened was on January the 26th, 1998. And this is when he claimed to not have had sexual relations with Monica Lewinsky. Days before that, on January the 19th, 1998, that's when the game Resident Evil 2 came out. And keep in mind that on February 27th, 2026, Bill Clinton was deposed, and he had his deposition in front of Congress. But on the same day, Resident Evil 9 came out, on the same day, February 27th, 2026. So that happened on July the 5th, 2025. So let's see here, what else? So on July the 16th, 2025, I think Bill Clinton, his progress move made an expert to his Mercury or something like that. And see, what happened was Donald Trump claimed that this whole Epstein situation was a hoax. So that happened. So let's see here, on July the 20th, 2026, a lot of people was having a lot of astrology that was going on, but around this date, on July the 20th and July the 25th, 2025, that's when Tulsi Gabbard and Kayleigh McEnany, they came out, right? Yeah. Whew. The press secretary, they came out, and Tulsi Gabbard, they came out and said that they found concrete proof that Hillary Clinton and Obama interfered inside of the 2016 or the 2020 or the 2024 election. I forgot now. All the while, around this time of July the 25th and July the 30th, 2025, yeah, Ghislaine Maxwell was being interviewed by the FBI. So I said for Hillary Clinton that she would be going through the same astrology as the Monica Lewinsky scandal on July the 30th, 2025, and that's what was going on. So that's July the 30th, right? July, August. So I believe on August the 2nd, 2025, that's when Cash Patel, he posted that cryptic message, ending it with saying that pretty much you said that I lied about all this other stuff, whatever. I might release some documents from the FBI records directly. And you know that I think that they said they found the files inside of this restricted access feature inside of the FBI software called Sentinel on June the 3rd or the 5th, 2025. And so Cash said I might release some information from the FBI headquarters. And then he captioned it, and then. Just saying. So let's see here. So moving on. So let me pause for a second because I'm out of breath from time, but that's kind of huge. That was August the 2nd, 2025. So let me pause for a second. Let me unpause. So that's when I believe James Comer, he sent out this major big subpoena situation where he subpoenas a lot of people in regards to this Epstein situation. So, oh yeah, also on July the 5th, 2025, that's when the Epstein Transparency Act was introduced, I believe, to the House or to the Senate or whatever. So that happened on July the 5th, 2025 as well. Crazy. Like I said, the astrology said that Bill Clinton was going through the same astrology that he had went through when he claimed to not have had sexual relations with Monica Lewinsky on July the 5th, 2025, where his progressive moon made an opposition to his natal ascendant. Pause. Okay, so I'm back. So, well, they find that posted that Cash told me. So let me pause a second. Okay, so I'm back. So yeah, the post was made on August the 2nd, 2025. And this is probably after they found the files or whatever they needed. Or whatever. So that kind of makes sense. Why he probably said that. But I'm not gonna read all this. Because I'm almost out of battery life. So it says all this. And he ends it with, and then. So this is probably after Cash and them, they found the files that they needed to take everybody down. And so I don't know. I need to find the exact date where James Comey sent this subpoena out or whatever. So let me go find that real quick and then pause. Okay, so I'm back. So the subpoena was sent out around August 5th, 2025. So, and here's the lore right here. It says Chairman Comer subpoenas Bill and Hillary Clinton, former U.S. attorneys generals, and FBI directors, and records related to Jeffrey Epstein. So here it is right here. And the date is at the top, right here. I didn't connect all this stuff together. Hopefully you can read it. Until now, I'm like, whoa. All this stuff's happening, it's documented, so it's like, yeah. In regards to my YouTube channel, I didn't connect it all together until like now. I'm like, whoa, all this stuff happened. So that happened on August the 2nd, 2025. And this is after they talked to Ghislaine Maxwell. And so you had the press and them saying, why did you step in and take Ghislaine Maxwell out of prison? What she did is so horrific. And I didn't fully understand until like now. Until I'm connecting all the fucking dots. Like, oh shit. Like, y'all should let Donald Trump alone. Like, oh shit. I didn't know shit was like this. Okay. So I started August, right? No, I started August 5th or whatever. So let me look at some more of my notes because I'm like, shit. So that's all my written notes. Oh yeah, on July the 20th, 2025. That's why I coined the phrase. Let history because on July the 15th, 2025, that's when Donald Trump said this whole situation was a hoax. This whole Epstein situation was a hoax, and so that's why I coined the phrase. Let history books / devices always and forever say, 1 year and 3 days after Donald Trump should have died by assassination, he came back, pissed in the faces of his enemies, called it rain, and then he destroyed them. And then he lived happily ever after at the end. Biblical, but later I changed it to PS. I did say biblical. Sign astrologer, Ice Blue 3, the god of astrology. When Cash said and then, I think he meant it. I think he meant it. Oh shit! Like I'm looking at doggone. This shit is playing out like a damn movie. If you look at if you connect all the dots in regards to what's happened so far. And if you haven't connected them, this is like a giant ass conspiracy. I'm like, shit. Anyway. And so James Comey's one of James Comey's favorite songs in regards to Taylor Swift is Exile. I gave you all the signs. And it also makes a reference to a line talking about what countries am I fighting for now? It's like that. I've been kicked out of my home. It's like that. I don't know. Like I'm like, whoo, like shit. Okay, if this is all like real, like holy shit, I need to find me a rock to hide under, because the astrology says that some crazy shit's about to go down. Crazy. So that's August 2nd. So I think I should just skip forward, because September. Well, no, I can't skip forward because so on August 27th, that's when Trump Jr. his progressed ascendant conjoined his progressive Saturn, and that meant that somebody inside of a circle or his partner could lose something in regards to that. And so that was shown inside of his chart. And see, on that day, around August 27th or whatever, I think some stuff came out in regards to maybe Charlie Kirk booking or arranging a situation at UVU or something like that. And then also, you got to look at the Candace Owens. Let me just pause a second. I'm almost out of battery life, so it's like that's what I'm trying. Let me just try to be as professional as I can. I might just sit and let this phone charge. So let me pause. Okay, I'm back. I gotta get through this situation because it's a lot. But I just ate and yeah, came back. So I think I stopped at August 27th, and the timeline that Candace Owens she gave. So let me go ahead and get that real quick. So let me pause for a second. I know I just did that, but pause. Okay, so I had to relocate the video and the notes I had for this video. But the video from Candace Owens is called Erica and I Sat Down. Here's what happened. Candace episode 280. The timestamp is 51 minutes and 40 seconds into the video. And let me get to my notes real quick. Pause. Okay, so in that video, at 51 minutes and 10 seconds into the video, I'm sorry. Candace, she said that TPUSA plus UVU plus the local BYU chapter, they shared a graphic that Charlie Kirk was coming to UVU. And that was on a date of August 27, 2025. I'm reference the timeline in regards to where people could have known where Charlie Kirk would be situated in regards to where they could possibly shoot him at. So she said the second date that she knows in regards to the timeline was on September the 2nd, 2025. That was the first time the local media KNYU, they mentioned Charlie Kirk was speaking in the courtyard, establishing Charlie Kirk's exact location. And so now I'm going to go down to astrology. I've already went over the timeline before inside another video, but I won't do it again inside this video. So the astrology was shown on August 27, 2005 inside of Donald Trump Jr.'s chart, where his progressed ascendant conjoined his progressed Saturn. It meant that he might lose a partner or somebody inside of his circle could lose them, or they could get restricted inside of some way, form, or fashion. But other astrologers, they were saying that it could be the death of Donald Trump. I was like, it could be, but I doubt it, because there's so much more stuff that Donald Trump has to do. So moving on, so that was shown inside of Donald Trump Jr.'s chart. So on a date of September 2nd, 2025, inside of J.D. Vance's chart, his progressed moon, I think, made an aspect to his Mars, his progressed natal. And so that meant that he should have dealt with a violent or angering event around that date. And these progressions can be felt 10 days before, 10 days after. And apparently they were processing what this situation in regards to Charlie Kirk and what he was going to be doing that in that upcoming event or whatever. So that was shown. So that was shown inside of J.D. Vance's chart on September 2nd, 2025, and the events that happened was the local media KNYU mentioned Charlie Kirk was speaking in the courtyard of of UVU, I guess. So anyway, that's what happened on late August and early September. Well, but okay, so moving on with the rest of the astrology. So on September the 4th, that's when Pete Hegseth, I think his progressed moon made an aspect to his Uranus. I think it conjoined his natal or progressed Uranus. It's a bad shocking event. Moving on, so on September the 5th, that's when Usher Vance's, her progressed moon made an aspect to her Mars. On the same day of September the 5th, 2025, that's when Taylor Swift her progressed moon made aspect, I believe, to her son, which should have given her some kind of ego boost or whatever. But later on that month, on September the 18th, 2025, it's like something bad happened or made her angry or something like that. She didn't mention that she was gonna um get married on around this time, or that she was engaged around this time. But why would she be mad about that? But around the same time, Donald Trump, he went on a trip to, I believe, the United Nations or whatever assembly, and an airplane almost collided in regards to his airplane, for one, and then for two, another incident happened where the hydraulic system failed. I mean, went something went wrong with his helicopter or something like that, or his airplane or whatever, where they had to make an emergency landing or whatever. So the two things happened around the same date that Taylor Swift, she had a progression to Mars, and an event happening with Donald Trump, where something could have went horrifically wrong, but it didn't. Even here, in my in my area, or whatever, there was like an armadillo that fell out of a tree, a dead armadillo. And I'm like, huh, okay, it is what it is. But and it's like, it means like something armored or something protected, um, falling from a tree and dying. Like, I'm like, that happened here. Anyway, he survived. So that was September the 18th, right? Right. Let me pause a second to get some more notes or whatever. Okay, so now on, I believe, September the 27th, 2025, that's when Bill Clinton, he had his progressive made aspect to, I believe, his Saturn or whatever. And around the same date, not Charlie Kirk, Barron Trump, he had a progression to his Mars. Like, something made him angry around that date, or it was a violent event around that date. For him, I think it came out that he went to, Barron Trump tried to go to the Trump Tower or whatever, and he took I guess a female with him or whatever, and it came out inside the news that it probably was his girlfriend or something like that, and he shut down an entire Trump Tower just to be with his friend or whatever, reportedly, allegedly. Bill Clinton, being that Bill Clinton is like really really high profile, I don't know what went down with Bill Clinton, so I don't really. No, he's high profile, but he's also not really in the forefront of things. So I don't know what happened, but around this time, the government is shut down on October the 1st, 2025. So that happened. Um, trying to think, is there anything else that I'm missing? Also, Charlie Kirk's, well, October 9th was the day that Hillary Clinton was subpoenaed to testify in front of Congress, but she skipped it. October 14th was the day that Bill Clinton was subpoenaed to testify in front of Congress, but he skipped it as well. On October the 11th, 2025, that's when the Nobel Peace Prize division or whatever, they did not give Donald Trump the Nobel Peace Prize. They gave it to Maria Machado from Venezuela or whatever for her democratic work inside of Venezuela. But in the future, Donald Trump, he's basically solved her problem, and she ended up giving her Nobel Peace Prize to Donald Trump. So that's October. And also October 14th was Charlie Kirk's birthday, but not only that, it was also George Floyd's birthday. So that's interesting. Um, so moving on. I know I'm missing like some stuff. I'm tired now. It's like so much stuff has happened. What got me was the fact that I'm like, James Comey. They said that he was not arrested. He's something going down with him because of the contents of his book or whatever. Like, he knew something about the 8647, reportedly or allegedly or something like that. Because the contents of his book make some kind of alleged similar references like that. I don't know. I'm just going by some rumors. So this is just opinion, reported, alleged, may not be true. Don't hold me to it. But all this stuff lining up, like the Taylor Swift situation, where in the background of this podcast, the first podcast I think she said she ever did, in the background, it's like it was showcasing like some kind of eclipse. And keep in mind that Charlie Kirk was assassinated basically during an eclipse. Like the eclipse happened on the lunar eclipse, I believe, happened on September the 7th, 2025. Charlie Kirk was assassinated on the 10th of September 2025. The end of the eclipse was on the 21st of September 2025. But not only that, a man, his name is Mr. Joshua, he said that the rapture was supposed to happen on September the 23rd or the 24th, 2025. And Charlie Kirk's funeral was like days before that. So, and his name is Mr. Joshua. He was featured on a YouTube channel called the Ascent Twins channel. So, that's just that. So, moving on. So the most important date. So the government was shut down on October 1st, 2025. Now the government came back open on November 13th, 2025, and that's when Bill Clinton, his progressed moon, made opposition to his progressive Senate. And the last time this happened was during the beginning of his impeachment, right? Yeah. So his impeachment began on, I believe, December the 19th, 1998. However, the astrology was shown inside of his chart on December the 26th, 1998, in regards to Bill Clinton being impeached. So the beginning of Bill Clinton's impeachment in regards to having similar astrology, where his progressed moon making an aspect to his progressive Senate, happened on November 13th, 2025. And on that date, the government came back open, and also Congress voted on the Epstein Transparency Act. So that happened. I think it got passed on November the 19th, 2025. So what I did not know was that I think Bill and Hillary Clinton was subpoenaed to testify on, I think, December 16th. I did not know that. But they I think they had a funeral to go to or something like that. So it got postponed again until January the 14th. Keep in mind that the deadline for the submission of all Epstein documents was to be submitted by December the 19th, 2025, but I guess the DOJ didn't submit all of them, and apparently listening to what Pam Bondi said in regards to the Epstein, the situation with the documents in Epstein, they still have over 6 million documents in regards to this Epstein situation, and it's like now May the 29th now, and then the ending has not happened yet, and so so that's December 19th, 2025. So on January the 14th, 2026, that's when Donald Trump, his progressed moon made an aspect to his Saturn or whatever. He should have had an emotional block or something like that around the date. And on this date, it came out that the Clintons, they skipped out on their depositions, which I didn't know that their deposition was supposed to happen on that day, but it did. So that happened. And Bill Clinton went through some crazy astrology as well too. A lot of people inside of the circle, a lot of high-ranking officials in regards to politics, they went through a lot of crazy astrology around that date of January the 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th. I made a video about it, so you can just go back and watch it if you care. But so the Clintons almost got held inside of contempt of Congress, and that was when I believe Bill Clinton, I think his nose was aspected by his progressed moon or whatever. Either his progressed or natal, I forgot now. So they were almost held in contempt of Congress, him and Hillary Clinton. And so they set their deposition to be set for February 27th, 2026. And apparently that was also the same day that Resident Evil 9 was to be released. But not only that, Scream, I think Scream 7 was supposed to come out on that day too. A Scream, I forgot the exact. Another Scream movie came out. Let's see here. What else? So I believe that's it for that. So on that was January. I'm not gonna get into the minute situation. I'm just talking about Bill and Hillary Clinton for now. So on and Donald Trump. So on February the 26th, 2026, Hillary Clinton, she was subpoenaed to testify in front of Congress. But on the same day, on the 26th of February, Usher Vance, her progressed moon made an aspect to her, either her progressed Uranus or her natal Uranus. That means that she should have been shocked about something around the day. And keep in mind, all the way back on July 2025, I was saying that Usher Vance needs to be very, very careful. What I did not know was that Usher Vance was a Hillary Clinton supporter. I think it's rumored that Usher Vance voted for Hillary Clinton. and for her to be shocked for the date of February 26th, 2026, maybe there could have been something that I don't know. I don't know. I kept warning Usher Vance around July 2025 to be careful. Be careful. And around that time, you know that they were saying that Hillary Clinton was involved inside of election interference in either 2016 or 2020 in regards to Donald Trump. Anyway, moving on. So on March, let's see here. Anything big happened inside of March? Let me pause for a second because I'm kind of tired. And pause. Okay, so I'm back. So apparently on March 11th, Richard Kahn, he was deposed, and he spoke in front of Congress. Also on March the 19th, Darren Endike, he was also deposed as well, and they were both in relation to Jeffrey Epstein. The weird thing about the Darren Endike deposition was that he said that there were some hard drives that were missing from Epstein's computers, and he knew who he said he possibly knew or reportedly knew where those hard drives were. But being that that deposition was released to the public, that must mean that the DOJ already has those hard drives. Otherwise, they'll be breaking news and breaking evidence. So, and so there was Darren Endike who said that there was hard drives that were available, or there were hard drives that investigators took from Epstein's computers or whatever. So the depositions took a long time to be released to the public, but I believe it was because Richard Kahn mentioned Darren Endike so many times that it was like they probably didn't want to get anything they didn't want to if Darren Endike purged himself, they wanted to make sure that they got him to basically milk the situation for whatever as much as they could. Sorry, I'm tired now. It's a lot of information. So let's see here. And the depositions were released on I believe March 24th, 2026. So that was March. Can you pause for a second? Okay, I forgot about this because I'm going through screenshots now. I believe around this time of March the 18th or March the late March or mid March, that's when Joe Kent he stepped down from his national security advisor role in regards to the Donald Trump administration. So that's that. Let me pause for a second. Okay, so around April the 2nd, 2026, that's when Pam Bundy, she was basically either demoted or transferred or whatever from her position after it came to light that she tipped Eric Swalwell off in regards to him possibly being investigated or whatever. So yeah, that happened. So let me pause a second. Also, need to add that the same man, Mr. Joshua, who said that the rapture was supposed to happen on September 23rd or 24th, 2025, he said that on a date of April the 4th or 5th, the rapture, some situation can go down in regards to the rapture or whatever. And so, being that Pam Bundy was no longer over this situation or whatever, it's weird. It's weird. This man, he said that on September 23rd or 24th, that was Charlie Kirk's funeral. And then on the 4th of April, or the 5th, that's when Pam Bundy was she was relieved of her. Well, she was put inside the private sector or whatever. So who knows, man? Might be onto something. I don't know. But I did say that what stood out to me the most in regards to what Mr. Joshua said from the Cent Twins channel or his own channel. I think it's called Exodus 2025. That's his YouTube name of his YouTube channel. What he said that stands out most to me was that there will not be a World Cup in 2026. So we will see how that plays out or whatever. This makeup is probably like coming off in it also because I think I see it like but I didn't use the right setting spray or whatever. This setting spray came from Dollar Tree, so I'm like, it is what it is. So, and this is like an experiment, but I shouldn't experiment on like a possible major video, but it is what it is. I don't really care. I'm gonna watch this all face anyway. You're gonna see it anyway. I should just wash it off now. But so let me get back on track. Let me pause a second. Okay, so that was April the 2nd, and apparently my Twitter account was suspended around April the 7th, 2026 or whatever. And so I basically quit or whatever because I was like, fuck it. And so let's see here. So around April the 12th, 2026, that's when I believe Donald Trump, he made a post in regards to him being a healer or Jesus Christ or whatever. And a lot of people were against that or whatever. And so, yeah, I did say that around the date of April the 15th or the 12th, I forgot the exact date, but I said that Donald Trump will be upset and he'll be ready to flip the table over or whatever. And apparently that's what happened. I did say that Melania Trump needed to be careful on the date of April the 26th or around that date because we have the same birthday, and on the same day, transit Uranus was going to change signs on that same day. So that means like shock. So I said that she needs to be careful, and on April the 25th, and not only because of that, it's because Usher Vance, I think her progressed moon made an aspect to Uranus, so it was a shocking event. I think on the 22nd of April, and I think on the 21st of April or around that time, I think JD Vance, his progressed moon made an aspect to his Mars, and the last time that he had a progressed moon aspect in his Mars was the assassination of Charlie Kirk, and to have Usher Vance to have a shocking bad event happen in relation to the astrology happening around the same time, I said that they need to be careful. So that was that. I think I missed somebody else, but anyway, what happened was there was an assassination attempt on Donald Trump that on April 25th, 2026 or 2025. 2026. I'm sorry, I'm so tired right now. So that happened. So moon on. So let me pause. I'm just tired. It's a lot of information. Pause. Okay, so moving forward. So I believe on May the 2nd, I believe there's another assassination attempt. This time on JD Vance, in a motorcade. Also, I believe on May the 2nd, that was when Rudy Giuliani, he ended up having a respiratory a situation happen where he was admitted to the ICU. It was on May the 3rd, and he was admitted for pneumonia. And see, around the same time, that's when the hantavirus came out or whatever on this cruise ship or whatever. So let's see here. So moving forward, so I think on May the 21st, 2026, that's when on May the 18th, 2026, that's when Candace Owens announced that she did an interview with Hunter Biden. So that happened. And so the full interview was released on May the 21st, 2026. And so now the current date of May the 27th, 2026, that's when Jill Biden came out and said that during the debates with Donald Trump, it looked like Joe Biden had a stroke on stage in her opinion. She had never seen Joe Biden like that. So, and her full interview comes out on May the 31st, 2026. So that's a recap of everything. Well, mostly everything that I could think of so far off the top of my head. So Bill Clinton is going to go through the same astrology as his trial on June the 13th, 2026. That's one day before Donald Trump's birthday, and the situation might happen on Donald Trump's birthday. So I'll go through the full astrology one more time or whatever, and then we're gonna call it quits. So let me pause. I don't know where I stopped it, but I think I missed a few things that happened inside of May. So on May the 4th, 2026, there was a shootout that occurred near the Washington Monument, prompting a brief lockdown. Secret Service agents shot and injured an armed suspect after he fled and opened fire. A teenage bystander was caught in the crossfire but sustained none life-threatening injuries. Now, recently, on May the 23rd, 2026, gunshots were fired just outside the White House security checkpoint. A suspect, Nazir Best, fired a weapon, striking a bystander before he was shot and killed by Secret Service agents. President Trump was inside the White House and was unharmed. So that happened inside of May. Now, back to the astrology. So for Gavin Newsom on May the 27th, 2026, his progress moon made a semi-sextile to his natal Saturn. That means it was a bad emotional blocking event. So for Bill Clinton on May the 27th, 2026, his progressed Mercury made a sextile to his natal Mars. It's faded angry news, and apparently around this time, this is when Jill Biden announced that. Well, that's when CBS Sunday morning news or whatever, they announced that they had a Jill Biden interview that's about to happen, or that's about to be dropped on May the 31st, 2020. Keep in mind, I forgot about this. Is that there's going to be I believe a full moon on May the 31st, 2026. So this could probably change everything, because the astrology says that a lot of shit goes down. But anyway, so let's see. So moving on. So that was May 27, 2026 for Bill Clinton. His progressed Mercury made a sextile to his natal Mars. Faded angry news. On May the 28th, 2026 for Tucker Carlson, his progressed moon made a square to his natal Uranus. Bad, shocking event for Tucker Carlson. Moving on. So on May the 31st, I didn't write this down, but it's up. On May the 31st, 2026, there will be a full moon, and that may change a lot of things. Things tend to happen like after that stopgap happens. Like it seems like nothing can progress forward until these lunar cycles hit, typically. So after May 31st, that may be the date where shit goes down. So let's see here on June the 2nd, 2026, Hunter Biden, his progressed moon will make an opposition to his progressed ascendant. And like I said, the last time that I saw somebody's progressed moon making an aspect to their ascendant, it was like they were put on display, and it was like they lied about something. So we will see. And that was with Bill Clinton, when his progressed moon made an opposition to his natal ascendant all the way back on January 26, 1998. And that's when he claimed not have had sex relations with Monica Lewinsky. But moving on. So on June the 4th, 2026 for Jennifer Flowers, her progressed moon will quincunx her progressed Saturn. So that's a depressing, blocking, emotional event for her. Bad emotional event for her. Moving on, so on June the 4th, 2026 for Ghislaine Maxwell, her progressed Mars will conjunct her natal Ketu, or her progressed Mars will conjunct her nodes. And so that could deal with a fated violent event. So there could probably be an assassination attempt on her, or something violent can happen that will cause like her to do something very, very, very fated. So moving on, so on June the 8th, 2026 for Tucker Carlson, his progressed moon will make a square to his progressed Uranus, a bad, shocking event for him. So the World Cup is supposed to be on June 11, 2026. However, there's a man, his name is Mr. Joshua. He has a prophecy saying that there would not be a World Cup in 2026. We will see. He was featured on the Cent Twins channel, CENT TV channel, and I think he also has his own YouTube channel called Exodus, EXODUS 2025. So we will see. So let's see. So moving on. So on June the 12th, 2026 for Hillary Clinton, her progressed moon make a sextile to her progressed Jupiter. It's a lucky event for her. She gets lucky. Not a very big date. For Bill Clinton on June 13, 2026, his progressed moon will make an opposition to his natal Chiron. The last time this happened was the beginning of of Bill Clinton's trial in regards to his 1998 impeachment in relation to the Monica Lewinsky scandal. And the last time this happened was on January the 7th, 1999. But the astrology was shown on January 4th, 1999. So the event happened January 7th, 1999. The astrology was shown on January 4th, 1999. A lot of information. So on June the 14th, 2026 for Donald Trump, that's his 80th birthday, but it's also Flag Day. I think they're going to have like some kind of situation going on around this day at the White House as well, so we will see. So on June the 29th, 2026 for Pete Hegseth, his progressed moon will make a square to his natal Jupiter, and he gets lucky. So moving on, so on July 4th, 2026, and looking at the transits and the overall astrology of the world, transit Mars will conjoin transit Uranus inside the sky. It could mean either a possible angry and violent event, or a terror attack, or violent justice in regards to Donald Trump getting his revenge. We will see. So on July 11th, 2026 for Ghislaine Maxwell, her progressed sun will make a semi-sextile to her natal Jupiter. She gets lucky, and it's like a major ego boost. Maybe she gets a party on this day. So on July 13th, 2026 for Trump Jr., his progressed moon will make a square to his progressed nose. It's a fated event. So on July 15, 2026, for Donald Trump, his progressive Venus will make a square to his natal Venus, and there will be a focus on his social circles / career. So let's see here. Moving on. So on July 20th, 2026, for Bill Clinton, his progressive moon will make a quincunx to his natal moon. And the last time this happened was during the conclusion of Bill Clinton's 1998/1999 impeachment that happened on February 9th, 1999. That's the end of whatever the situation that's going on with maybe Epstein and Bill Clinton. We will see. On July the 21st, 2026, for Chelsea Clinton, her progressed sun will make a quincunx to her natal Saturn. So it's like a major loss in regards to status and ego. It's funny how it's a major loss in status for Chelsea Clinton, but a major gain in regards to status for Ghislaine Maxwell. So the gain in status for Ghislaine Maxwell is on July the 11th, 2026, but the loss of status for Chelsea Clinton is on July the 21st, 2026. So moving on. So on July the 21st, 2026, with Tucker Carlson, his progressed moon will make a quincunx to his progressed Mars. It's a bad angering event for him. Moving on, so on July the 23rd, 2026, with Donald Trump, his progressed moon will enter the sign of Sagittarius. And the sign of Sagittarius is the sign of beliefs. But being that Donald Trump's progressed moon is entering the sign, it's like the beliefs of the people that may have thought something about him, it may be destroyed, and he may somewhat get exonerated, but probably not fully now, but probably fully all the way on, I believe, July 2027 maybe. But anyway, let's keep it moving. So moving on, so on July the 28th, 2026, for Tucker Carlson, his progressive moon will make a sextile to his natal Saturn. It's a bad, depressing event for him. It's crazy that Tucker Carlson is going through all this craziness. Moving on, so on August 9th, 2026, for Bill Clinton, his progressive moon will make a sextile to his progressed and natal Uranus. It's a major shocking event for him. Major shocking. It's like a double shock. And so and it could be the Danny Williams Clinton situation, the black boy who claims to be Bill Clinton's black biological son. But we'll see. It's a shocking event. We will see what happens. I have written here, the stars align. P.S. I did say biblical. Sign astrologer, Ice Blue 3, the god of astrology. So let me pause for a second. Pause. Okay, so I'm back. So I'm gonna go over the midterm election astrology, some of it. I'm basically continuing past throughout the month of August. So let's see here. So now on August 12th, because the reason why I'm doing this is because Donald Trump needs to be careful after whatever goes down with Bill Clinton, because it's like, this man, I don't know what the hell. But it's like like everything seems fine until August 22nd, 2026, and that's when Donald Trump will go through he'll be forced to go into survival mode. So yeah, let me pause a second. So okay, so moving on. So there will be a Leo solar eclipse on August 12th, 2026, at 11:38 a.m. and it will affect Bill Clinton's natal sun and Donald Trump's natal ascendant. Now on August 19, 2026, the transient nodes inside the sky will enter Donald Trump's 12th house, and he will be forced to go into survival mode. Also on August 22nd, 2026, for Donald Trump, the transient sun inside the sky plus transient K2 will conjoin in the sky and conjoin Donald Trump's natal ascendant. So he's going to go before it's going to survival mode. On August 22nd, 2026, for Hillary Clinton, her progressed Pluto will conjoin her natal Mars. It's fated transformative destructive anger. Something crazy happens. Fury, possibly. Like, she's destroyed and like she's pissed. So, be careful after this day. On August 23rd, 2026, for Hillary Clinton, her progressed moon will make a square to her progressed nodes. It's a fated event. On September 27, 2026, for Hillary Clinton, her progressed moon will oppose her progressed Saturn. It's a bad event. Will her chances of becoming the first female president end on this date? We'll see. On October 1st, 2026, for Hillary Clinton, her progressed moon will make a square to her natal Mercury. She hears some news around this date. On October 1st, 2026, for Hillary Clinton, her progressed moon will make an opposition to her natal Saturn. Oh yeah, because her natal and her natal Saturn and her oh my God, her natal Saturn and her progressed Saturn and her natal Saturn conjoined all the way back on March the 10th, 2025. Oh shit. Okay. So this is like a double block for her. Like something crazy happens. Like restrictive happens for her. Um, so on October 1st, 2026, for Bill Clinton, his progressed moon will make an opposition to his natal Jupiter. He gets lucky on this day. And it's weird that he gets lucky and has bad astrology, but Hillary Clinton has. This is bad. This is crazy. So moving on, because it's weird that he has good astrology all the way back on I believe August the 9th, around June the 12th. No, Hillary Clinton has good astrology on June the 12th, but Bill Clinton has the same astrology as his impeachment on June the 13th. So it's just crazy. But now, looking further in October, on October 1st, that's when this is crazy. Anyway, I had to hurry up because I'm almost out of storage. So on October 1st, 2026, for Bill Clinton, he gets lucky. Pause. Okay, so moving on. So on October 26th, 2026, for Hillary Clinton, that's her birthday, I believe. Where her progressed moon makes a square to her progressed Chiron, and it's the last time this happened was on April the 17th, 1999. But one other crazy thing is that I believe on October 26th, 2024, that's when Monica Lewinsky, she created a YouTube channel called let me pause a second. Pause. Okay, so I'm back. So yeah, Monica Lewinsky, she created her own YouTube channel called Reclaiming with Monica Lewinsky on the date of October 25th, 2024. Here it is right here. So that's interesting. So let's see, moving on. So, and this is to her YouTube channel if you care to go and check it out. So back to the astrology. So on November 4th, 2026, I'll have to go through thread astrology later on in regards to who I think may how the midterm elections might go through or whatever. But moving on, so on November 15th, 2026, for Hillary Clinton, her progressed moon will semi-sextile her progressed sun. So that means she gets an ego boost around this time. On November 19th, 2026, for Bill Clinton, his progressed moon will make a quincunx to his progressed ascendant. We'll see what progressed midheaven, I'm sorry. His progressed moon will make a quincunx to his progressed midheaven. We'll see what comes up with that. Moving on, so on November 19th, 2026, for Donald Trump, his progressed moon will make a trine to his progressed Saturn. It's a depressing emotional block. That's why I keep saying that Donald Trump may not be too happy about the results of the midterm elections initially. We will see, though. So Donald Trump may not be too happy about the midterm elections. Moving on, so on November 20th, 2026, for Hillary Clinton, her progressed moon will make a trine to her progressed Uranus. It's a bad, shocking event. On December the 9th, 2026, for Donald Trump, his progressed moon will conjunct his natal Lilith, and that means that he will possibly want revenge because maybe it's the election is compromised, election fraud, or what something could cause him to want revenge. So let's see here. So moving on. So on December the 10th, 2026, for Bill Clinton, his progressed moon will make a trine to his natal sun. He gets an ego boost. So moving on. So on December 13th, 2026, transit Jupiter was stationed and began to retrograde. And this could be the day that some investigations could go down in regards to either the elections or some Democratic figures or whatever. We will see. Because in the future, let me just go on with astrology. So, because in the future, transit retrograde Jupiter is going to conjoin transit Ketu inside the sky, and it's like the god Zeus grabbing the tail of the demon. So something that you thought you got away with or whatever, he's coming for that ass, coming for that tail. But anyway, in reference to transit Jupiter stationing and beginning to retrograde, but we will see, because in the future it shows in the future inside of March 2027 it shows that either a lot of people are going to be mad about my prediction or it being right, or I might get it wrong. So we will see. All I know is that the Republicans get lucky around the months of March 2027. So let's keep moving. So again, transit Jupiter was stationed and began to retrograde on December 13, 2026. So moving on. So on December 30th, 2026, for Hillary Clinton, her progressed moon will make a square to her natal nodes. It's a fated event. So on January 22nd, 2027, for Tucker Carlson, his progressed Jupiter will trine his natal moon. He is lucky. He's really, really lucky. So on January 31st, 2027, for Hillary Clinton, her progressed moon will conjoin her progressed Venus. And since it's a conjunction, maybe it could be that Hillary Clinton finds love either with Bill Clinton or with somebody else. This is the progression that brings on new romance or new relationships or whatever. So we will see. Or maybe it could be a divorce and she's finally happy with the outcome of her marriage or whatever. We will see. So on February 1st, 2027, for Chelsea Clinton, her progressed Mars will conjoin her progressed Rahu, or her progressed nose is a faded anger. She's angry about something. Faded anger. So on February 19, 2027, for Hillary Clinton, her progressed moon would make a trine to her natal Uranus. It's a bad, shocking event for her. So on March the 1st, 2027, inside the sky, transit retrograde Jupiter will conjoin transit Ketu inside the sky. And that could be either a fated, just fate, where the god Zeus grabs the demon by his tail. Keep in mind that Jupiter, the planet of Jupiter, rules the Republican Party, and the planet Saturn rules the Democratic Party. And if you don't get that reference, then Jupiter it expands, it brings hope and joy and etc. And it released the slaves from slavery. The Democrats were the people that tried to keep the slaves captive, and that's what Saturn does. It restricts it. Tries to stop or whatever. Anyway, so transit retrograde Jupiter will conjoin transit Ketu inside the sky on March 1st, 2027. So moving on, so on March 7th, 2027, or the 18th, 2027, that's when his progressed Jupiter will make a square to his natal Venus, and that means that his partnerships, social circles, they get lucky. Maybe it's fraud exposed, or maybe something huge is exposed. I don't know. But weirdly enough, around this time, it's like either the collective is mad at my career, or either for me being wrong or right. I don't know. Maybe I'm right, and it just pisses off a lot of people. So moving on. So on April the 12th, 2027, transit Jupiter was stationed and go direct. And so on June 22nd, 2027, for Donald Trump, his progressed Mercury will conjoin his ascendant, and Mercury is a benefic, is a good planet. So maybe there might be some very, very, very good news in regards to Donald Trump. He gets exonerated. We will see. So let me pause for a second. I need to go over Danny Williams Clinton astrology, and we'll call it quits. Pause. Okay, so I'm back. So Danny Williams Clinton. He's a black man from Little Rock, Arkansas, who claims to be Bill Clinton's black biological son. And he's been claiming this for roughly, I believe, 41 years. He's 41 years old right now. Well, he's sort of older now, but anyway. So I'm going to go down a full astrological lore that proves to me and gives me a strong opinion that Danny Williams / Clinton is Bill Clinton's black biological son. So here's the full astrological lore plus of Bill Clinton's alleged black love child, Danny Williams / Clinton. Arkansas seceded from the Union on May the 6th, 1861. And then the Little Rock 9 Arkansas event happened on September 25th, 1957. And if you don't know what that is, go to Wikipedia and Google it if you care about Jesus Christ, Black history. Look up Little Rock 9. It was a major racial discrimination where black individuals were blocked from going to school by a lot of white residents of Little Rock, Arkansas, and pretty much the president at that time, President D. Eisenhower, he had to invoke the Insurrection Act so that these black children or individuals could go to school and get an education in this racist state of Arkansas. So this event happened on September 25th, 1957. So 28 years later, or a Saturn return of an event. So 28 years later after the Little Rock 9 event, so 1957 plus 28 years equals 1985, or that was the year of Danny Williams Clinton's birth. So that's one proof or instance of proof right there for me. So let me go on, keep on moving. So Bill Clinton became governor of Little Rock, Arkansas in 1979 through 1981 and 1983 through 1992. So the timeline of events regarding Danny Williams / Clinton. So around March/April 1985, his mother, Bobby Ann Williams, was impregnated, possibly while Bill Clinton was out jogging. Astrology via Bill Clinton's chart. November 10th, 1985. For Bill Clinton, his progressed, looking at the astrology in Bill Clinton's chart, his progressed Saturn in the 10th house in the sign of Leo made a sextile to his natal Mars in the 1st house in the sign of Scorpio. On November 11th, 1985, for Bill Clinton, his progressed Mars in the 1st house in the sign of Scorpio made a square to his natal Saturn in the 10th house in the sign of Leo. The astrological meaning: a major karmic, very rare astrological aspect, angering, infuriating, and violent. Mars, depressing, emotional block, loss, and restriction Saturn in regards to image. 1st house. Status and career, 10th house. Mars in the sign of Scorpio, hidden dark sexual secrets. Saturn in Leo, pride, egos, kingship. Could this astrology have alluded to the fact of a birth of a mixed race child in a very racist state by someone whose life was mostly influenced by the voters of that said racist state? It would make sense looking at the astrology. So on December the 5th, 1985, for Bill Clinton, his progressed Uranus began a retrograde. On December the 7th, 1985, that was the birth of Danny Williams / Clinton. So a further note, Bill Clinton, his progressed retrograde Uranus conjoined his natal Uranus on October 11, 2025. On October 11, 2025, the Nobel Peace Prize was awarded to Venezuelan activist Maria Corina Machado instead of Donald Trump, who at the time had reportedly settled 8 wars. This astrology was shown to have happened 3 days after Hillary missed her October 9th, 2025 deposition, and 4 days before Bill Clinton's October 14th, 2025 deposition in regards to the Epstein Transparency Act and its ongoing investigation. But I think that they were just investigating Epstein at the time. The Epstein Transparency Act had not passed Congress yet. It passed Congress, I believe, on November the 19th, 2025. But anyway, I'm just going by what I wrote here. So on October 14th, Bill Clinton was subpoenaed to testify, but not only that, October 14th is Charlie Kirk's birthday, but not only that, it was also George Floyd's birthday, and it's one day after Christopher Columbus Day, who was a slave trader. So after 41 years of the birth of Danny Williams Clinton, and during Donald Trump's presidency, and during an investigation into the reported child sex predator Jeffrey Epstein, and also while Bill and Hillary Clinton are going through the same astrology as the Monica Lewinsky scandal, plus Bill's impeachment, 1998, which was the year of Bill Clinton's impeachment, plus 28 years, which is the Saturn return, equals 2026, or a Saturn return of those events or whatever. This aspect happened in Bill Clinton's chart. Anyway, so on November the 6th, 2025, Danny Williams Clinton released a book titled The Forgotten Son, The World Made Me Do It, by Danny Lee Williams. And keep in mind that Bill Clinton's progressed retrograde Uranus conjoined his natal Uranus on October 11, 2025. But let's keep it moving. So the same astrology for the beginning of Bill Clinton's the same astrology for the beginning of Bill Clinton's 1998 impeachment happened on November 13th, 2025. The impeachment proceedings began on December 19th, 1998. And the astrology was shown in Bill Clinton's chart on December 26th, 1998. And the astrology was Bill Clinton's progressed moon making a quincunx to his progressed ascendant. So the same astrology as the January 7th, 1999 trial of Bill Clinton happens on June 13th, 2026. And it ends on July 20th, 2026, with a possible shocking surprise happening on August the 9th, 2026. And after that, it's like Donald Trump has to go into survival mode for some reason. There's a lot of information. So I want to end it like this. I'm going to take this makeup off first, and then we're going to call it quits. So pause. Let me do like a little mug shot of myself. Is this recording? Yeah. Is it recording? Okay. So let me do a little mug shot of myself first. So, yeah. L'Oreal, you want to sponsor me too to give me some setting spray, because I think that they have the considered best setting spray in all of makeup land or whatever. I don't know anything about makeup, but I heard that was the case. I tried this today, and I don't even know how it looks or whatever, but yeah. So I'm gonna wash all this stuff off my face, and then we're gonna call it a day. So I used this CoverGirl and this CoverGirl or whatever, and this by Maybelline, and this by LA Colors, and this by Maybelline, and this by Dollar Tree, and this by Dollar Tree. And if this is a expensive brand I don't know about, then apparently their name is Marie Claire Eyebrow and Hairline Powder. So Anyway, so let me pause. I'm gonna wash this off my face, and I want to end this video with my quote. So, pause. Okay. So let's see here. Let's see if I can get another sponsorship. Lawyer, you want to sponsor me? Like with some setting spray? Who knows? I'm just messing around. So I said, so this is my mug without that makeup and stuff on my face, or whatever. So my ugly mug, or whatever. So. So yeah. Anyway, so this is for my own reference too, because I mean nobody's gonna probably watch this shit, but yeah, it is what it is. So I don't know how good I look with or without on this stuff, and yeah, this is only just to stuff and test out. Yeah, I need to put some vitamin A and D. Oh shit! Ow! 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 Please don't fuck me. Please don't fuck up. Please don't fuck up. Okay. So to get all the stuff off my face, I use some micellar water or whatever from y'all there for like $1. But I also got this to just wash off some more stuff. It's a knockoff of the Neutrogena Hydro Boost or whatever. So, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end up putting some vitamin A and D cream on my face or whatever. Dollar Tree. Oh, dollar. Well, the dollar hour is $1. Anyway, so let me get to my quote, and then we'll call it a day. I was trying to stuff and squeeze in some more sponsors or whatever, because the video might blow up, but then again, it might not. I might not be even uploaded because it's probably gonna be a huge file. So I'm back on True Social. Here's my quote right here. Yes, I did say biblical. The Judgment Tarot card. I told you to leave Donald Trump alone. I first coined this phrase on July the 20th, I believe, 2025. This is before Charlie Kirk was assassinated. Had no clue that they was going to kill, that things were going to lead up to the death of Charlie Kirk. But anyway, here's my quote, because in the end, anyway, let the history books / devices always and forever say, 1 year and 3 days after Donald Trump should have died by assassination, he came back. And on the third day, like Jesus, pissed in the faces of his enemies, called it rain, and then he destroyed them. And then he lived happily ever after. The end. I said biblical all the way back on July the 20th, 2025, but here on November the 1st, 2025, at 11:32 a.m., I said P.S. I did say biblical. So, and I got a judgment card. Ooh, right there. If you let me do it. The screen's broke, so yeah. Oh, got it. Are you doing anything? No. Yeah. Okay. He's not doing anything. And I don't blame Samsung. I actually dropped a hammer on his phone. I threw a hammer on my bed after doing some work or whatever, and hit the screen like right. Can't see it. Right here. So it is what it is. So that's gonna be it for me. I'm gonna put this vitamin A and D cream on my face or whatever, and then we'll call it quits. Hopefully I didn't use up. Hopefully this isn't like over 15 gigabytes of storage, because if it is, I'm not gonna be able to upload on Rumble. So anyway, bye.